Under the last devlog I got this comment which explains really good what I planned for today's video. So let's see what I accomplished besides handling the boring Steam stuff. First I added a muzzle flash and used the explosion as an impact effect, but since those are laser guns, an effect like this seems to fit way better. It turned out quite good and even sticks to the hit location of the enemies, which required some changes on the enemy but was definitely worth the time. Then I implemented a simple weapon recoil, which can be easily adjusted for different weapons, and together with a small camera shake, the shooting part of the game felt way better. But way better isn't enough, so I added a damage indicator and this juicy headshot sound effect.
Nice.
So while I ran through the ship, shooting one enemy after the other, I realized that I completely forgot the implementation of the abilities you can unlock by reclaiming implants. The first ability is a shield. It has nothing to do with the implants, but can be upgraded for longer blocking duration. Once it's activated, you have to wait until the shield runs out of energy before it shuts down and starts recharging. This way it's not too overpowered, but still pretty useful if you run into a group of enemies. The first ability associated with the implants are your improved reflexes, which is implemented by a slow motion effect. It's going to be your starting ability and will be pretty useful later on in combination with the other planned abilities like the visualization of critical hit locations. However, keep in mind that your brain can't handle infinite amounts of those improvements, so keep an eye on this indicator and stop the abilities before your brain gets overloaded. The overload basically blocks all abilities for a few seconds, and after an increased time of recalibrating, you can start using them again. The remaining abilities will be presented in another video, because after the slow-mo stuff I felt more like adding some weapons, which is kinda necessary for a shooter, I guess. I started by adding a pistol with interesting animations, this submachine gun which overheats faster than my GPU, and of course a shotgun that blasts away your enemies. For the shotgun I put bullet spread into the game, which creates a more dynamic feel when firing a gun, and gives aiming finally a purpose besides zooming in. Talking about zoom, I also decided to add a sniper, even though it didn't seem to make a lot of sense when I started this project. However, while developing all those weapons, I realized that a long-range weapon could come in handy not only for corridor fights, but also for precise shots when trying to hit the mentioned critical hit points. In the last days I created a few more variations of those weapon types, and after reworking some reticles, I tweaked the animations a bit. I don't know if the difference are obvious from just watching the video, but while testing those weapons it felt like a huge improvement. Especially the sniper feels quite impactful, and playing with it is pretty fun, even though I'm usually not a fan of snipers. Anyways, more couldn't be done since learning took a lot of my time, so make sure to wishlist Project Mind on Steam if you want to support what I'm doing. But now thanks a lot for watching and have a good one.